It's Christmas Eve.
So
How
exciting.
exciting. I know. Hello and welcome to Backchannel. This is the only place that you can talk to, chat to, listen to live with the hosts of the shows that you're watching or listening to on your Amazon Echo. If you're on an Amazon Echo show and you'd like to take part in the show today, then and you're in North America, lots of factors. But if you're in all of those things, then you can take part in the show by using the keyword say. So what you would do is say, Eliza. I know she's not called Eliza. Eliza, say, and then your message to us. And my name's Kate. I host a podcast called Everyday Positivity, and this is the producer, Will.
Hello.
Simple hello, Kate and Will do to get you started, and you'll see how the technology works. If you are not watching or not taking part via an Amazon Echo show in North America, then you can always come and join us and chat with us at backchannel.tv, where you can also leave reviews. So you're going to hear a lot of asking for reviews. And the reason is that basically, once you get something started and going, it helps people find you. So it would be really good if you're enjoying today, or if you enjoy the show today, please leave us a review at backchannel.tv. Are there any special rules on how to do that, Will?
No, you go to backchannel.tv. There's a button that says leave a review. It
Fab.
might ask you to log in through Amazon.
Okay.
But you can just do that. It's nice and easy. And then just say lovely things about us. The rule is that you have to be lovely.
Actually, it's not.
Rule.
It's not the only rule.
Oh, is it not? Oh, I thought it was.
All attention is good attention.
Okay.
So yeah, and definitely feedback is really welcome. So if you have some critical feedback or some good constructive feedback is what I have to say,
We want that too.
You can also leave it there. That's what leaving a review is. Don't get me started on the oven cleaner I've used recently.
Who ended up cleaning your oven for you, Kate?
My mother-in-law.
There you go.
She did an amazing job. She gets a 5-star review. The oven cleaner that I went and used, I should have looked at the reviews.
Yeah, that's always where the truth is. It's always in the reviews.
I know. And you know what? I think I've just signed myself up to 6 months at least work getting that money back.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That's frustrating.
Hey, you know what? If you ain't living life to the full, then you ain't living life to the full. This stuff happens. If you're not living life to the full, this stuff doesn't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're at pace, we're going. So the rainbow is this challenge has been sent for me to learn something. I'm sure that at some point I will learn something.
You never learn a lesson.
Well, actually, the first thing I've learned is look at the reviews first.
Reviews.
So help us out with the reviews that people look at first, the sensible people, unlike me. And if you go to backchannel.tv and leave a review, that would be fab. Thank you very much. So you are here. This is Kate's Positivity Island. I'm going to spend the next hour, Will and I are going to spend the next hour bringing you some good news. Well, it's kind of a good time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, there's lots of lovely things happening.
I think so. I think there's lots of lovely things happening. And just going to dip into some everyday positivity stuff as well today. I want to think about controlling the controllables. I want to think about getting in control of your brain squirrels. I've even got something that will tell you the importance of sleep. So I'm looking forward to sharing all of that with you later in the show. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. Eastern. And so I suppose we better get on, Will. Can I just say that the thing is, where you are now, it's likely to be in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Here it's 2:05 in the afternoon in the UK. And so we've achieved quite a lot. And I can tell you right now that if you go outside, Will, the Christmas carnage is here.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm late. I literally sat down in my chair today and went, woo, we're on. Because I went to go and pick something up for my daughter. And they haven't. I literally got to the desk to pick it up and I got the email that said, it's going to be 48 hours late. I'm like, you mean it's arriving on Christmas Day? I don't think you mean that, do you? And I had a huge strop and walked out the shop. It was an internal strop, to be fair. Yeah. No one actually saw. So yeah, that item has been sent back.
Oh, okay. That's
I can't. I need to give it to my daughter on Christmas Day. I've got to think of something else now. So we'll work it out. It'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be fine. So what have you done today? How have Haley and Alison been?
So much fun. Funnily enough, we talked about some last minute kind of digital gifts you can gift people. And when we say last minute, we're talking like on Christmas morning.
Oh, that's such a good idea, isn't it?
So we're talking like an Airbnb gift card. We're talking like an audiobook subscription. We're talking like a music streaming
Amazon
subscription.
Email gift voucher.
All of that kind of thing. So there's
I
no such
like
thing as
that.
too late anymore.
I know. Well, I think I can tell you. The Taylor Swift merch isn't coming till January now either. So I've got to work out. And I thought, I should have bought like something off. So I went on Amazon to buy something at Taylor Swifty. Nothing would arrive before, even on my Prime. Nothing was going to arrive. So, this isn't me having a rant about it. It's just one of those. We're so organised anyway. I'm cooking 2 pies later. I can't get over how organised we are.
What kind of pies, please?
I'm doing a lemon meringue pie, which is my signature dish.
Classic.
If you've ever been on my Instagram, you'll have seen it already. And I've the other day practiced it. I think I've got it down. It's an amaretto and cranberry and amaretto bakewell.
That sounds very nice. Yes, please.
Which I had to buy amaretto biscuits for. Amaretti biscuits are those biscuits that come in like a little wrapper. And I couldn't get them anywhere. So I ordered them off Amazon and they turned up. I thought I got like a bag like that big. It was this big. It's like
have it with your coffee. Have it with your coffee.
I only need 4.
Well, send them to me, Kat. I'll take care of them.
I will.
Before we move on, there's already so much happening in the chat. So thank you so much for getting involved.
No tension.
Sonny and Kristen are here. Good morning, Sonny. Good morning, Kristen. Happy Christmas. Stacey said, it's good that you're organized.
It's okay to mix things up. I think you're right, Stacey.
Yes. And Kristen said that we love the lemon meringue pie on Christmas.
Well, I have to say that I went to Canada about 10 years ago, and the lemon meringue pie I saw there was unreal. Like, it's my husband's favorite dessert. So, you know, the way to a man's heart is through his belly. So I got quite good at making it. And when I went to Canada, they had one that like had a heaped meringue like this.
Yeah.
And I know there are many people right now going, how else would you have a lemon meringue pie? But they're not really like that here. They're like quite thin.
Yeah.
So then the Hummingbird Bakery released a recipe book, and in there the lemon meringue pie has the big stacked meringue,
huge dome,
and the lemon meringue pie recipe in that book has loads of notes all over it because I basically bake it twice a year. Once for my son's birthday, we have it for breakfast for my son's birthday, and once for my husband's birthday, we have it for breakfast then as well. But I'm making a special exception because we've got a friend coming to join us for Christmas who I think would quite like a lemon meringue pie.
Exciting. I knew about your birthday lemon meringue pie tradition, but it wasn't until recently that I discovered that you had it for breakfast and not just in place of birthday cake.
Yeah. We don't have birthday cake, but we have birthday breakfast. Mainly because my husband used to go to work and be out the house for the whole day, so he wouldn't be around in the evening. So we used to do birthday breakfasts, and it stuck. But there's nothing more decadent, is there, than having cake or lemon meringue pie for breakfast?
There was one day I was like, yeah, I'm an adult now because I'm having cake for lunch. I was like, that's how I know that I'm an adult, because I'm having cake for lunch and then I'm going to go back to running my business.
Well, I just have to say that in my rush, I tried to microwave a chicken dish and I started eating it and the chicken was disgusting. It was like an old defrosted anyway, it was rubbish. So I've just had 2 slices of toast with lashings of butter because you know what? Hey, it's Christmas. Hey. Right. Should we do some good news then? We've got quite some fun stuff in here that I've seen, and I'd like you to begin.
Okay, here we go. Here's our first kind of good news story, fun news story. Oh, that was a rubbish.
Try that again. Do it again. That was like you turned your computer on. Burn.
That's so underwhelming. Here we go. There we go. That's more like it. Dashing through the snow, sausage dogs enjoy annual fancy dress Christmas walk in Hyde Park, London. So this is just my favorite thing at the minute.
OMG.
It's exactly what it says on the tin, but it's Dashins dressed up as various Christmas characters, and if you're watching on an Echo show, we can show you some of them. So
or
here
on
they
YouTube,
are.
If you're on YouTube, or on Twitter Live, or on the Facebook group,
or in the Facebook group. So if you're watching visually, you can see. But here they are. Look, and there's loads of them. This one's dressed up as a little Christmas elf. This one's dressed up as a turkey. And my favorite one about the Dashin that's dressed up as a turkey is that it has little Brussels sprout bauble earrings, which is some words that you don't know you say.
Cute.
This dog is called Biggie Smalls. This dog is called Biggie Smalls because obviously there is going on a walk. This one's dressed up as a snowman, and it's just very, very cute. And how much joy is that on Christmas to be going through, Hyde Park and just See all these Dachshunds dressed
Well, they
up
get very
as
tired, Dachshunds. You know that, don't you? Because their legs are so small compared to their body. Like
It's
a
hard work for
Dachshund
them.
looks like a cartoon drawing, really, doesn't it? It's like if you go right, draw a dog, you accidentally always draw a
Yeah.
Dachshund because if you're rubbish at drawing, you know, you're just like, it's a sausage dog.
Just by default, it's a
And
Dachshund.
I remember doing the Christmas markets in Manchester a couple of years ago, and there were 2 Dachshunds in a trolley. Like they get really tired, bless them. You have to so that walk would have been short, probably just one stretch of the park.
Yeah.
Like Dachshund Santa Dash, all dressed as like Christmas things.
Dachshund.
A
Yeah, they're my
Dachshund
sister's
Dash.
favorite dog, the Dachshund. They're very cute. I like it when their bellies drag on the floor because their legs are so stinky.
Because we've turned into a dog hotel this year, our friends who are
Of
visiting
course.
us are bringing their Mad Springer Spaniel Woody. And what Woody doesn't know is that he's got a Christmas outfit to wear.
What's the character?
It's one of that green elf one that you had, but it's one of those where the legs. It looks, I can't, you know, everybody posts a picture of their cat or dog dressed in something Christmassy at Christmas, don't they? It's that thing of the legs are in, like those birds, when those fancy dressed birds that it looks like you're riding one, but your legs are the bird's legs.
Oh, I love those. I'm obsessed with them. They're so funny. Every time they make me laugh so much. They're just so funny.
It's so 1970s comedy, that, isn't it? It's like,
I know,
man on
but
stage,
you know what? It's
just
stood
looking
the
like
test
he's
of
an
time.
emu.
Yeah.
Looking like he's riding
It's
an
stood
emu.
the test of time.
That's very, very funny. But yes, so Woody, for his Christmas present, I don't think this is going to be a big surprise. The postman's here. What's he posting?
Is it Christmas present?
I hope so. It's not the M&S
got
order.
Oh,
dog. It's all got through.
I got a Christmas.
I know, Christmas postman. It's not Santa. It's just a Christmas postman.
Just a Christmas postman. The postman bought me a Christmas card from my friend Sapir today.
Yeah.
And that filled me with joy.
Well, my favourite moment of Christmas cardness is when you came over to my house and your Christmas card arrived through the post the same day.
I took it in your post in your house because I'm a bit comfortable, and it was the card that I had sent days before. I beat it there, I raced it there, and I won.
Raced the card. That makes me giggle so much. What was I saying about the dog? Oh yeah, so there's this thing in Dogland as well, which I didn't realise, which is there's these kind of artisan dog treats. And I'm not even joking when I say I've got a deer hoof for Woody as well. I know, literally, it's like a deer's leg and hoof, like that. I don't know how right and ethically correct it is. I don't know, but I bought it. I bought it from a vegan market. So go figure. I mean, I don't know.
That seems a bit. Who knows?
Who?
Sonny says, I chased my postal worker down the street to give her a cash bonus for Christmas. I mean, for all of the reasons to be chased down the street, that feels like a nice one.
Yeah, it does. That's just reminded me of another job I need to do. That's what today is, isn't it? It's jobs. Job today.
My dad's coming to pick me up straight after the show, 1 minute past. And immediately I'm going to start cooking, immediately start making lasagna. No downtime, straight into the cooking.
Amazing. I'm literally baking pastry as soon as I've done here. At 1 minute past 3, I'm going to clean the sink out because I tell you what, if the next time we speak, my husband and I are still married, then we've had a great Christmas.
Well, he's in a
I know
mode,
I say this a lot, but he's getting really a bit obsessed about how tiny the house is. It's like you can't open a drawer. How tiny? It's like we've got to live in it as well. I know we've got guests coming, but we can always clear up. You know?
Yes.
Last night,
you do have to live in
He started on me as I was leaving, going up to bed last night. I was like, I'm out, I'm gone, bye. But I had got an icing sugar cloud everywhere because
icing sugar is the worst. Confectionery sugar is really bad.
And then he just kept on running his hand along the kitchen surface. I was going, okay, it's not fine.
Okay, it's not.
Okay, bedtime.
There was one year I made stollen.
Yes, I know stollen. I know him well.
Yeah. And the kitchen was chaos. Fortunately, my mum was at work because the kitchen was carnage. But I managed to have it. There was like almond butter everywhere and confectioner sugar. It was a mess.
Well, for all of your cooking needs, you can definitely come to Will and I. And if you're really enjoying that, then you can leave a review. Backchannel.tv.
I mean, if you want us to introduce a baking segment to the show, All you've got to
Do you
do.
know, I do think once we're up and running real quick, baking might be a good way for us to go. What can we get made in an hour? That would be quite good, wouldn't it?
Oh, all sorts. Okay, should we have another news story?
Yes, please make your bong good. Yeah, good one.
Neighbours turned road into Quality Street for Christmas. So Quality Street are these big like candy chocolates. And what they've done is, because they can't put up lights or that many decorations on the exterior of their house, they've made these like individually wrapped candies.
Oh.
And like stuck them on the door and around their bay window, and it's all very pretty and festive.
Oh, look.
This is in Sheffield, and I can't look at my notes and show you these pictures at the same time. Actually, that might be a lie. Yes, I can. So this is on Boy Street in Sheffield. So if you live in Sheffield, you can go and have a look. And it's kind of orchestrated by Kaylee Thomas. She was the first one who did it. And yeah, like I said, it's because you couldn't put up lights around the outside of her house because she didn't have a plug socket. So it's a good story in what's the saying? Like necessity breeding innovation or something like that, or invention.
Necessity is the mother of invention. Well done, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was close enough. And what's really nice is that this year they've kind of run it as a fundraiser, like an online fundraiser, and they've raised over 2K, $2,000.
That's really cool,
which
isn't
they're
it?
gonna be able to give to other people.
What's the best thing you've stuck on your house?
I don't think I've stuck anything on my house.
Oh.
What's the best thing you've stuck on
If
your
you
house?
have something that you stuck on your house that's wicked, like amazing, then please could you let me know in the chat. If you are watching in the Facebook group, then you'll need to head to backchannel.tv to write comments, because we aren't viewing the Facebook page. That's a lesson. We need to do that. Well, we need to have the Facebook group on. And if you are watching / listening via an Echo show, then you can say, Eliza, say the thing that was amazing that put on your house. What have you stuck on your house that's wicked?
Also, what I like is that we don't really do that here, but like a big inflatable snowman. If you have a big inflatable snowman in your front yard, let me know.
You might have a real snowman though. Why would you need an inflatable one?
Oh, well,
I
just assumed that I just assumed that there was no snow. But if you have a real snowman, let me know.
Yeah, brilliant.
To be fair, my parents have these like little olive trees in pots outside of the front door, and they have Christmas lights on them, and they're quite nice. But that's a bit tame.
We have a bird cage on our house, and probably the satellite for satellite TV as well as the other best thing we stuck on our house.
That's rubbish, Kate. It's boring.
My mum and dad live in a house where the foliage is about 2-3 foot deep before you can get to the door, like the ivy and whatever it is, or magnolia or whatever it is.
That's nice.
It's like they live in the Shire or in just a hill. Like it looks like they live in a hill. You know, it's so flowery and planty.
That's
nice. I've run out of words today. Okay, next story.
Stacey said we have lights outside our house. Okay, here's the bong. Wait, I'm not really prepared for it, to be honest. Italian Santas have swapped sleighs for gondolas.
Oh.
Which,
again, like
another...
when we did the Santa paddle on the Manchester Canal, there was a bunch of people dressed up as Santa on their paddle boards.
That's cute. I'd be very concerned about getting wet.
You rarely fall in, to be fair.
That's good. This is a lot of Santas, obviously in Venice, and what they've done is they've hopped in their gondolas and their boats, and they've paddled down the the Grand Canal, and it's just it looks like it was like a cold, foggy day there, and I didn't expect it to be this many Santas. There's a lot of people.
Where is that? Venice.
It's in Venice. It's on the Grand Canal.
I just didn't recognize the bridge. So what you can see is the thing is, when you say you think there's gondolas on a Santa, no, wrong way around. Santa's on a gondola. I don't think of a gondola of more than like being able to carry more than 2 or 3 people, whereas these are like kayaks.
There's like gondolas. 6 people to a boat.
There's like 6 Santas in every boat. I wonder if they've got a Facebook group.
Probably.
A bit like your
Venetian
Santas.
Santas.
And the only
That-
issue is
there's
that
one
they're
just
in
in the kayak.
Italy and it's quite foggy. So even though
Yeah.
it looks like it looks like some sort of war film where they're doing a beach landing, but it's all Santas.
Mhm, mhm.
Uh,
And I mean, if Father Christmas really did have to deliver all of his presents via gondola, it's gonna take a long time.
yeah.
He's gonna have a hard time to
Yeah,
get
I
that all
heard
done in one
Santa on the
night.
radio this morning saying that he was resting and the reindeer were resting because he had to move very quickly.
Yeah.
And that was how it was his reindeer that did it. And I thought of a good Christmas dinner question, which was, can you name all of the reindeer on Santa's sleigh?
No. Mm-mm.
Go. Can you?
Rudolph, Dancer.
Hang on, you said Dancer
Prancer.
twice. Are they all called Dancer? Are you doing Rudolph,
Yeah,
Dancer,
they're all
Dancer,
called
Dancer,
Dancer.
Dancer, Dancer,
No,
Dancer, Dancer?
Prancer, Vixen,
Yes,
Dasher.
yes.
Vixen?
You said Vixen.
Oh, well, then no is the answer to that question, Kate. Can you?
So you
Who have I
see,
forgotten?
I don't even know you know how many there are. Are there 12? Are there 8? So I think
There's
it's a good
as many as you
I think it's a
want.
good question. As is, check this question out. You're gonna be off now. What's your favourite Elton John song?
Oh, I don't know. Like a classic one. Rocket Man?
Rocky It Man.
Rocket Man?
Yeah, Rocket Man.
Is that a bit boring?
No, it's a very suitable Elton John song answer. But I'll tell you what, if you ask that at Christmas dinner on Saturday, you'll find that everyone has an answer of some sort.
Don't get me wrong, I'm an Elton John fan, but I couldn't name his entire discography.
I love that Sonny's got involved with that Siege of Santas.
Yes.
No, you don't need a whole discography. You just need to know one Elton John song, and he did one with Dua Lipa this year, so it's not like no one's going to know.
Oh yeah, and he's got the Christmas song with Ed Sheeran.
And he's a bit like our Dolly. He's like spanned over the generations. That means that everybody on the table can answer. That's why it works. Talking of our Dolly, give us a bong. Go.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. Dolly news today is a little bit of a stretch.
No, it's not. That's not how you said. Let's start again. Start again. Bong again. Dolly news. Go.
Okay, so we're all familiar with Dolly Parton's, I'm going to call it iconic 1978 Playboy cover.
Yes.
But it has been revealed today that Keanu Reeves, who's back in the news because of the redoing The Matrix, he dressed up as Dolly, as Dolly on the cover of Playboy for Halloween one year. Because why not?
This year or 1 year?
No, as a child, as a
okay.
small person.
She's wearing that kind of classic Playboy bunny suit, isn't she? The one that's like the all-in-one corsety thing. And then does she have the little bow tie on as well? I can't remember.
She has a little bow tie and she has ears.
Oh yeah, the Playboy bunny ears. Okay.
And so already, cute. Keanu Reeves dressed up as Dolly as a teenager for Halloween, because what a great Halloween costume. But the bit of the story that's really incredible is that because his mum was a costume designer for Dolly Parton, is that he wore her actual bunny ears and bow tie, etc. It was like the ones that she was wearing in the shoot, because apparently Dolly didn't take it home with her.
I mean, I don't know which bit to pick up on there.
There's a lot to unpack in that story.
Okay, number one, Keanu Reeves is doing the rounds at the moment, and isn't he doing well? Well done, Keanu Reeves. I'm enjoying seeing him pop in on my Facebook group on Drew Barrymore's show, or on James Corden, or on whatever. Oh, Graham Norton. Selling the wrong show. He called it Matrix Resurrection. Revolutions or something. No, it's Matrix Revolutions, he called it, and it's actually called Matrix Resurrection.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a bit of one of the defining moments of Christmas, is the Matrix Resurrection, because I think a lot of people are going to go see it.
I really want to as soon as I can, really.
Yeah. And then the other bit of this is, right, it's, as soon as he says, my mum was a costume designer, you go, oh, there's the path.
Yeah. It all makes sense now.
Who does she know? What does she go to? What environment is he in? How many hours does he get in that environment? And now he's Neo.
Mm-hmm. Especially if she was designing for like Dolly, clearly
She was a good costume designer.
Quite well for herself.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that in the UK it's called Strictly Come Dancing, but Dancing with the Stars is in the US, isn't it? And I always wonder at those outfits.
They're incredible. I always wonder at the music and the lights.
The music and the lights. The music and the lights. Sunny says, my favourite band, Radical Face, did a cover of Jolene and the main singer dressed as Dolly for it. Forgot to mention he dressed in drag as Dolly and did an amazing job. In, what's it called? Jennifer Aniston's in it. Something Muffin. Is it Muffin?
Oh. Yeah, I think it's just called... You don't think of Dumpling,
Dumpling. There we go. There's the Dolly Parton drag in that, isn't there? And they're amazing.
Yes, it is, and it's amazing. Did I tell you that I watched that not that long ago?
Did you?
Yeah, it was.
We've got a lot of things we need to be doing. You know, like watching 9 to 5. We had a list at one point.
I know we did. It was a lot of homework.
I've done that. You haven't done that.
Yeah,
I've not checked in recently. So okay. So let's go back around this again. You are watching Backchannel. This is the only place that you can chat to your hosts live via your Amazon Echo show. If you're in North America, if you're not and you're watching in the Facebook group, hello, welcome in the Facebook group as well. And make sure that you're logged into backchannel.tv, because at backchannel.tv, you can write comments as well and join in. You can see all the other people in the chat. So you can see all the other people, you can talk to them as well. We're gathering a nice bunch of people. There's Sunny, there's Kristen, and Stacey's in here, and they're all chatting away. Feel free to join in at any time. And all you have to do if you're watching on your Amazon Echo show is say, Eliza, because that's what we call her, right? Eliza, use the word say, and then your message. Eliza, say a message. Or just leave us a note in the comments. Same goes if you're watching on YouTube, on Backchannel, or on Twitter Live at Backchannel Live. Don't forget as well that while you're at backchannel.tv, please do leave us a review as well, because that's how we spread this everyday positivity island around the world. Make the island bigger, like an empire. Positivity empire. That's what we're going for. Okay. So talking of which, every single day I do a podcast called Everyday Positivity. It's designed for you to have a little bit of a nugget of joy in your life, or something to think about that helps you maintain and build a positive mindset, because having a positive mindset is a skill and is a habit that we have to get into. So shall we play today's episode? This is about the gifts you can give yourself for Christmas. This is your Everyday Positivity from the Volley Network. My name's Kate Cocker. And this week I am reminding you of the gifts that you can give yourself this Christmas in the act of being self-full, you know, taking care of you so that you can take care of those you love. I imagine that coming up to the holiday season, it's frantic, it's full on, there's things to organise, there's presents to have got, even those last minute ones. And there's very little room for you in the middle of it. So this is me reminding you to look after you. And I want to give you today that reminder of the gift of connection. Now, let's get down to what connection is. Connection, for me, is as much about being in a room full of people, laughing with friends, feeling like you're on the same page, as it is to just be with someone. And that connection, that idea that you can be with someone and not say anything, is something I think we may have lost slightly in the virtual world. That's why our pets have been so amazing, right? Our pets have been like the person that we just be with, or the animal we just be with. And that when you meet up physically, you get that laughter and that connection, and you can do all of that, but you also get that chance to just be with each other. So, with it being in mind that there are still families that will be seeing each other virtually this Christmas, and that might be you, or you might have friends from afar who you've not seen for 2 years and you haven't had the chance to just be with them. I want you to explore this idea of just being, right? So yes, if you've got your family and friends with you this Christmas, you get those quiet times where you get to be. If you're organising virtual calls with friends and family, it tends to be that it's very organised. You might have a quiz. We're going to have this time where we're going to sit and we're going to talk to each other. And actually, connection comes through those quiet moments, doesn't it? So consider maybe, whether it be digital or whether it be physical, just letting the silence in, just being with each other and enjoying your time together. So my gift to yourself today is to create the space for connection and just be. Should we just be?
Let's just be.
Let's just be. There's a great moment in Pulp Fiction where Uma Thurman's character talks about being in a relationship is that you don't have uncomfortable silences, you have comfortable silences. And I think that's what I mean when I talk about that space and time of connection.
It's nice, isn't it? Not all silences have to be awkward.
No, not all silences have to be awkward at all. It's nice to just be.
Mm-hmm. For us, it comes on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
After we've had lunch.
Yeah.
So the morning is manic.
Yeah.
There's presents to open. There's lunch to prepare. There might be guests over. And we eat lunch. We say goodbye to our guests. And then we just sit. Maybe we watch a movie. Maybe we take a nap.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it's nice. So we just sit there and it's quiet and it's cute.
My daughter, I suspect, will be going, could we play a game now? Could we play a game now? Well, could we play a game now?
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely room in that space to do so. I was listening to Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders' podcast today, and Dawn French admitted that she went for about 30 years, she said, at about 2:00 on Christmas Day afternoon or after dinner, whatever, she'd go, I'm just going to go have a bath. And she said, of course I didn't go and have a bath on Christmas afternoon. I just went and sat somewhere on my own for half an hour.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's intense, especially if you're a more introverted person like I am.
Yeah.
Sometimes being around people all the time is a lot.
Yeah.
So sometimes just to sit and just do nothing for a minute is
and the best place to sit and do
need.
nothing, actually, contrary to Dawn French's tactic of going up to have a bath, is I love just sitting with people. I used to love, my favourite place to fall asleep, and actually it still is if we get the opportunity, is while, at the end of an evening where everyone's sort of drinking and chatting and I'm in a sofa and it's my favourite thing to do is just to fall asleep with everyone talking around me. Mm-hmm. That to me is the ultimate in comfort. That's like me saying to my friends and family, I really love being with you, falling asleep with them.
so much so. It's not that you're boring. It's that you're just
I just love it so much.
Like zen.
Let go.
I get that. I can
Sonny says
that.
I'll be doing a video chat with family this year. We were just discussing when we're going to do that on Christmas Day. But what I'm saying, Sonny, is that I think that the actual act of sitting and talking, when you do the call, it's like, right, we'll be there at 4 and we'll do this and we'll do this. And sometimes it's just really nice. Like I would just call them up and put them on while you're peeling your carrots, and then you can either chat or not chat. Doesn't matter. You're just there with each other and you can kind of get the sense of them being there as well. Stacey's going to see the family physically. That's nice. Yeah, go on.
Well, we've just put on a call and then just sat and done our own thing for a bit.
Marnie says, if I could ever turn my brain off, I would like there to be silence. Oh, Marnie, haven't we all been there?
Head chatter.
I know, the head chatter. Oh, brilliant. Sonny's saying that's what we did last year. Excellent. So last year, sat there with just the camera on and open. And just sharing the experience with each other. Last year we opened presents together. I think we'll do that this year with my mum and dad again. Like actually kind of open presents while they're online. Be really nice. My mum sat her phone on the table with our video on and I carried my phone around with me while we do things. Yeah, brilliant. I did an amazing thing yesterday. I was listening to a podcast and I've got an Amazon Echo in the kitchen and then 2 Echo Dots around the house, one in my bedroom and one in the living room here. And so as I had this podcast playing every time I moved into a different room, I just turned it onto that speaker. I felt really fancy.
It's clever,
I felt
isn't
really
it?
fancy. I was like, oh, check me
And
out.
what's good?
And basically, it's like having, I might as well just have a Shark Tank in the old behind the telly.
It's good. It's really seamless as well. I do it with
It was
music all the
really
time.
seamless. Why am I new to this? I thought I just invented it.
Mm-mm.
I thought I just invented it. Okay, so
It's been a thing.
over the last year on Everyday Positivity, I have been really fortunate to be speaking to you every single day and finding out, well, no, here I am giving my little nuggets of positivity, things that I know, things that I've learned, telling you stories in the hope that you feel like you are not alone and that you are also in the same place and you are motivated and inspired to do so. But I've been really fortunate this year to meet a lot of the Everyday Positivity listeners and ask the Everyday Positivity listeners to get involved, and have invited some experts in as well. So what I wanted to do now for the sort of the last 15, 20 minutes of the program was to share with you some of my favorite moments. Will's been helping me out find them, sort them all out. So I think let's start with Sean Lee. Sean Lee is
I have a lot to say about
a
this.
relationship expert, and we did something we'd never done before. So bear in mind that Everyday Positivity is like a 2-3 minute episode. We had an actual guest, so Shani and I did a bit of a chat, and we pulled together some of the pieces that she said in terms of how to get yourself into great relationships. And she said something that made me go, oh no, that's with me for life. That, and I've, Will and I have worked together on my business as well, and we're in business together as well, and we've been doing some team days, and we've been talking about this concept a lot, and it is all to do about thinking about your relationship like it's an egg.
Come into this life as like an egg, a really fragile, just out of the carton egg. And then life happens and it knocks you around a little bit and you get cracked and smushed a little. And then you meet someone who's equally cracked and smushed. And then you guys get together and make a scramble. And then you can't tell where one of you ends and the other one begins. And when relationships have challenges is when one of you decides to become a whole egg again. When you're that hard-boiled egg that now you can bounce. But what happens is we take on our partner's traits and we think that's who we are. And the challenges, I think, happen when we step inside of ourselves and go, hold on a minute. I don't think I really like talking about politics. I think I'd rather not have that topic because it always leads into an argument. So you stand in your space and you say, I'm going to be a whole egg right here. And if you can partner with someone who's also a whole egg, you get to roll around this planet beautifully. You doing you, they do them. Together, you do a great us.
I think together we do a great us.
I think so too. I think we make a great team.
So the whole egg analogy really becomes a beautiful picture of how you draw a boundary. And as she said there, as Shani says, it's you stand in your space as a whole egg.
It's so interesting. And I struggled with that, not a lot this year, but I've been thinking about that a lot this year because I always thought of myself as a whole egg. But then earlier in the year, something happened and I kind of fell out with somebody and I got really upset about it. And I thought, and it really kind of knocked my confidence in being a whole egg. I was like, wait, maybe I'm not a whole egg because maybe I was relying on this other person to make me happy. But I don't think that that's what being a whole egg is about. I think being a whole egg is being able to, is like you said, being able to set that boundary and be able to kind of implement them.
Yeah, and it's difficult when you're starting a relationship as well because you want to give a bit more, I imagine, than you would probably throughout because you want it to work so much.
Mm-hmm,
well, that would be my perception of what I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like give. And in that giving, you forget that they're a whole egg and that they have to actually come to you a bit as well. Yeah.
So how much? Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And how much about being a whole egg do you think is about not relying on other people to make you happy?
I think this is a really interesting topic because I will hands down say to you, I will say to you all the time, it is not other people's responsibility to make you happy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is different to there are people in this world who will make you happy. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So spending time with someone who gets you, brings you joy, you feel that real genuine connection with, isn't the same as they are responsible for your happiness. And sometimes
Yeah.
that's the bit that we drift into, because I think, like, I regularly tell the story of Tim working away a lot, and he still does. And I would, by the end of the week, I would want him to walk through that door with this bunch of flowers and be like, "Oh, it's amazing. Thanks so much for everything you've done. You're so wonderful. You're so amazing." And every time he didn't, I got really angry about it. But what I actually realized I was doing, and what I didn't know, was that Tim was doing things like he was finishing up at the game, running from the game to the train station so hard that his gums hurt. That's how he put it. Like, I ran so fast, my gums were hurting, so I could get on that train just to get home. There's no way that he's thinking, right, I gotta get my lady some flowers. It's and what I was doing was I was attaching my happiness to those flowers coming through the door, because I was like, I want him to be impressed with how I'm behaving. I want him to really get that I'm really putting all my energy into this relationship. And he was doing the same, but not kind of going, expecting it back from me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where I've let it all become intertwined, and I'd let him be responsible for my happiness. Whereas actually, I'm responsible for my happiness. And it works the other way around as well. Like, he was going to London loads. It was miserable. And it used to drive me nuts. Because I'd be like, why am I busting a gut up here for you to be miserable? Doesn't make sense. Like, so in a way, being a whole egg, looking after yourself, making sure that you are ready to be part of that relationship, is better than just flopping out into a scramble.
Yes.
Is that clear? Have I made that make sense? Someone we did an interview with many years ago called Jed King. He talks about this idea. I don't know where he got it from, but he was talking about this idea of actually you're kind of like a figure of eight. It's not like you're a circle and that the relationship is a circle and you get into that. So especially when you're trying to help people, actually if you fall into that hole with them entirely, then you're not being any use whatsoever. But actually, if you get in with them, but you keep it like a figure of eight, so you've kind of still got your boundary. And what I suppose he's saying is, if you can be two whole eggs in the hole together, then that's empathy, right? If you are just in that hole together, then it's like you're in the same problem. You're not actually helping anyone out. You're not actually pulling them out the hole. So yeah. But as I said,
and that's where you bring out the best in each other, is when you've got that crossover point, but you're still whole eggs.
Yeah. I did it.
So that's one of the.
No, you go on.
I was going to say that's a great thing that we learned from Shalini.
It was a great thing that we learned from Shalini this year. Absolutely brilliant. One of my other favorite things that we did this year is that we really developed the Everyday Positivity Hangouts. And what happened in those Hangouts was, or has been happening in the Hangouts, is that we meet kind of monthly and we get together and we talk about a theme. We generally find a theme and find our ways of dealing with it. And I'll impart some of the stuff that I know and some of the techniques that I know. And more often than not, what I found is that someone on the call will drop a line of wisdom where you go, oh, that's staying with me forever, thanks. Things like Pamela in Canada, when she said, sometimes you've got to take your fingers out of the dam and let the water flow through it. And it's like, that's actually a metaphor for how sometimes you just can't control everything. And actually there's a level of relief in letting go of it and just letting, control what you can control and let everything else go. And that's the same in those relationships. That's why, being a whole egg is really important. But then we got to the 1,000th episode, didn't we? And we asked listeners to take part in different ways. And so is it Diana we've got now?
Yeah,
Let's do Diana. So we got Diana to, Diana said that she would give us a little tip on what brought her joy for the 1,000th episode.
I'm Diana from beautiful Brownsville, Texas in the United States, the southernmost tip of the state. In addition to listening to Kate every morning, I write a set of morning pages to tame what I like to call my brain squirrels. One thing I do to practice everyday positivity is to end each morning journal entry with a positive statement or to write about something I'm looking forward to for that day. It helps me start the day on a joyful note.
We love Diana. She's so full of these pearls of wisdom.
Total gem.
Yeah.
So in that, I love that she called them brain squirrels. That was something that lived with us for a while, wasn't it? We were all of us calling us brain squirrels. So was it Marnie who said about your brain being quiet? Marnie was in the chat saying she wishes her brain would be quiet whenever I stop, you know. And for her, so for Diana there, her brain squirrels, I call they're my birds. My visualization of them has always been that, you know, as all these thoughts are flying around, they're like attached little bits of paper attached to birds. Birds are holding these bits of paper. And my way of kind of getting my brain to settle is to go, right, come on, settle down and get them all on their branches and they can just sit for a bit, as we all need to sit for a bit, I suppose. And so it's kind of, it's weird how you visualize it in your mind, I think. Well, it's not weird. I just remember when I did the episode, when I first told people that I thought of them like little birds flying around, and I posted the episode and my head went into my hands and I went, oh no, that was like the worst thing I've done. Like that's too mad. Like people are going to think I'm weird. They're not going to want to know me.
What are you talking about?
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest reactions I've got to an episode ever is people going, I have my brain squirrels. I have this, I have that. So we all have these kind of it's the inner chimp, basically. It's the chimp getting the better of you, which is I can't remember his name, Stephen Peters.
Stephen Peters, yeah.
I
love that it opened us up to this whole kind of umbrella of head animals.
Yes.
Whether it's birds or squirrels or elephants. So whatever it is. And if you have a brain animal, let us know what it is.
Yeah, all you have to do is say, Eliza, say, and then give us your brain animal. Or if that doesn't work, go to backchannel.tv and write your comments in there. Eliza. I do wonder if we set her going. We could talk about her with a different name. Did you know that in Greece, when you talk about someone when they're there, so say you've got Costa, his name's Costa when he's with you, but if you're talking about him, you say Costas. You add an S on the end to the name.
Oh, wow.
So if I was talking about you when you weren't here, you'd be Wills. And I'd be Kate's.
Okay. Kate's.
Costas. Oh, someone said an animal. Who is it? Marnie says she has an otter. Well, they have an otter.
Brain otter.
A brain otter. I'd imagine a brain otter being quite playful, though.
Yeah, but I can see it running around very quickly, being quite frantic, stacking things.
They do a lot of stacking, don't they, otters?
They do, especially on YouTube, on internet videos. They do a lot of stacking.
But Marlow Zoo, they used to have them little, they'd have these otters that would juggle pebbles. Oh. You're always joyful. Like when you go to the zoo, you're like, okay, cool, we see the tigers. Yeah, we've been on the safari ride and we've seen the giraffes. But man, I want to go see the otters.
Yeah.
They're the best ones.
Got to visit that aquarium.
Oh, I keep kicking my microphone. Sorry, camera. And the other thing the other thing in that process is that morning pages, and it's a Julia Cameron thing from The Artist's Way, and all her techniques are fantastic. They're just fantastic. But this one particularly, morning pages, is just about clearing that brain out. And it's something that is something that's really useful, I think, because I think our brain fills up with kind of toxins, if you like, from the day, and that there is a way, like emotional toxins, maybe not even just from the day, just emotional toxins, and we need to flush them out somehow. And so talking, videos, whatever, chatting with friends, but writing them down can really help. And Marnie, that might help you with your getting that brain quiet when you need to. Talking of brain toxins, someone else that we got on the program this year was Dr. Linda Shaw. I did a course of hers actually about neuroscience, which was fascinating, and I feel very clever for doing it. Because now I know what the amygdala is and all that kind of stuff. But I got her on specially to talk about sleep. I think just let's go straight to Dr. Linda Shaw and we can talk about the importance. What physically does the brain do during sleep?
Well, we now believe that there are three main functions that are associated with sleep, or we need sleep. One is to consolidate our memories of the day, of what's gone on during the day. And we're filing them away. We're turning them into long-term memories. And we are, just the memories and the learnings are consolidated. The other thing, which I find very interesting, is we now believe that the cerebral spinal fluid flushes away the toxins that are built up during the day. Now, those toxins are built up quite naturally throughout the day, and some of the toxins are very similar to the sticky plaques and tau proteins of Alzheimer's disease. So it's very important. I'm not saying you will get Alzheimer's disease because of this, but it's an interesting correlation that is coming about. And if we really need to consider where if we are flushing out the toxins that are built up during the day, that is just huge news. That is massive news. That that is one of the reasons why sleep is vital. Apart from consolidating memories and learnings, it is flushing out that with cerebrospinal fluid in the lymphatic system, the build-up of the toxins during the day. So yeah.
I think I asked her if there was anything else that would do as good a job after that, and she said no.
No,
So a good night's
there's nothing
sleep.
that we do like sleeping.
I know, so you need a good night's sleep to maintain any level of positivity and or growth or productivity. It's I bet you have had days. I mean, I've had them in the last week where I've just felt really ineffective and I can't work out why. And it's just because I'm tired. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tired. I've not had enough sleep. But what I love that she said there is like sleep helps you with your processing and sleep helps you with those kind of literal like actual toxins. And I do wonder if the morning pages work so well because actually then that process is complete. So as I said, like emotionally, sometimes it's good to just get it out. But also physically, from what she was saying about brain health, actually once you've slept and you've processed, actually writing stuff down probably helps a bit with that kind of process too. I mean, how wonderful was that? How is your sleep these days, Will?
Better, definitely an improvement. I still have some bad sleep habits. I know I do. But what I've really tried to do is set what's the right word? Like a sleep process
Routine.
or like a routine. That's it. I couldn't think of the word routine. Like a routine that says to my body, it says to my brain, okay, we're getting ready to go to sleep now. It's time to wind down. It's time to calm down because now it's time to sleep.
Yeah, I do, and I've started mixing mine up a bit as well. So sometimes I put the diffuser on, but I have to say I've become really reliant on my eye mask I use, just because it's it really does help with getting that light out. I mean, one of the things that Dr. Linda said was that you can see light through your skin. So if you have light on, your body still thinks it's, can still think it's awake or it's awake time. But I know it significantly helps having that face mask on. It's really amazing.
It's good. I'm the same with earplugs because I live in quite an old house. The central heating is really quite loud.
Or you've got mice, one or the other.
Oh, we've got mice. So earplugs, really help.
I like having some steady sort of sound. So something like guided sleep or something like some music or something like that, just to kind of block out that sound. I find that helps with focusing anyway. Like if I have to do a bit of focusing, some sort of white noise can really help clear that little bit out of distraction, And then finally, I just wanted to finish on Rachel Sunday, who is one of the Everyday Positivity listeners. She, like Diana, gave us one of her things that bring her joy for our 1,000 episodes.
Hey, I'm Rachel Sunday, and I am from Los Angeles, and I love listening to Everyday Positivity. What brings me joy often, at least once a day, is almost every single day, is I lay on a blanket in my backyard on the grass, on the ground, after I let the chickens out in the backyard and let them roam around. And I feel like I'm hugging the earth, and that brings me so much joy. So I'm lucky to be able to do that in such wonderful weather, so many days a year, with the opportunity to live where I live. And I don't take it for granted. So I love giving the earth a hug every single day.
So on that, if you get the opportunity where it's warm and dry, get yourself on the floor and hug the earth, or just hug a tree if you need to, because what you're doing is you're connecting to everybody else. That's what's amazing about that. I love that image of I hug the earth in my own little space. I hug the earth. And I know for a fact I've definitely hugged the earth back at her from here in the UK. So we are all connected. The nature is what connects us together. Those roots of the tree go into the same ground that in Japan and in, it's all connected. So for Christmas, on Christmas Eve, let's finish by thinking that and knowing that we are all connected. We're all in this together and that you are not alone. Will, we're not going to do long breathing. Let's just do a big deep breath. There's nothing nicer than a big deep breath. And Will and I will see you on the 4th of January, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Yes, we will.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Have a great, great couple of weeks.
Merry Christmas.